What would I make if I sold every single 1-ounce silver coin in my collection? Today, we will try our best to answer that question as well as discover some price anomalies that you need to take into account when purchasing silver coins. There really are some surprises, so stay tuned here on the Culture of Currency. Welcome back to another fantastic video here on the Culture of Currency. I have been hard at work researching prices on my coins so that I could bring you an accurate window of expectations not only on your coins, but also on what coins or series of silver coins tend to hold more market value. I was actually quite shocked at some of the answers I found. We have 95 different and unique coins that we will go over on what I paid, what the market says right now on those coins, and what the price point of each coin offers as it relates to the market as a whole. This will hopefully help you decide what coins you want to purchase if you are looking to selectively pick and choose for your collection. Let's talk about first how I got my data. If you are familiar with apmex, who I often buy coins from, you may know that they have a precious metals portfolio tool in which you can enter every coin in your collection and what you paid, and it will calculate how much your coins are worth based on what apmex is selling them for now. We all know apmex is known for a little bit higher premiums than some, but what we are looking for are anomalies that show demand. apmex is one of the biggest companies in the world at selling silver, so I think we can assume that they are within the ballpark on these prices. So if I were to reserve a booth at a coin show and have all of these coins for sale, I think I would be able to sell them within a couple of dollars of what we reflect today. I'm just going to run through these fairly quickly to value your time, but if there's an anomaly, we'll dive a little deeper, and if you have questions about a particular coin, I encourage you to put them in the comments below. We're not really going to go over a whole lot of the constitutional stuff, just the bigger things like the Morgan and the peace dollar. So the Rosies, the Buffalo nickels, and all of that may be for another video. So up first, we have the 2021 silver spade. This is from St. Helena, and this is a 1/10 ounce, right? We're not going to see a whole lot of movement on this. The acquisition cost was $8.29. The current listing is $8.34. It'll probably be for a giveaway someday on this channel. Up next, we have the North Star round, which apmex could not find the North Star mint or anything like that in their database. And so what we have here is an acquisition cost of $0 because it was given to me when I was a child. But its current listing is $23.47, which is basically just over spot. I also want to talk about this round in particular because it is a giveaway round for our 850 subscribers, right? As soon as we reach 850 subscribers, this will be given away. It is from the North Star Mint, which was a mint in Los Angeles in the 80s. So if you're interested in this mint that apparently is so rare that apmex doesn't even recognize it, then make sure you go to watch that video and comment an answer to that question that I have on there. Next, we have the 1780 common thaler, which is Austrian. This is a coin that you can still get today. It's a very historic coin and one that, you know, is pretty cool. Overall, I got it when silver spot was pretty high, so I paid $32.05 for it, and its current apmex listing is $27.63, so that's negative $4.42. We have next a Buffalo round, just generic, and this is something that I think we can use as kind of a baseline, as everyone knows what this is, and it is a generic round. It is an acquisition cost of $17.90 when I got it, which is fairly low. It was actually my first order. The current apmex listing is $28.96. We have next the 2020, I just picked this up, mandrill from Cameroon, which I paid $29.69 for, and its current apmex listing is $30.40. That's what it would sell for if you bought 500 or more of these. If you only bought one, it actually goes up a couple of dollars, and that's for basically all of these coins. Next, we have the 2020 Anguilla coat of arms. I picked this up a few months ago. $29.43 is what I paid for it, and once again comes in at $30.46. What we will see is that there will be clusters of coin values where apmex basically groups these types of coins or this demand of coin in groups, and this is our first group, which is a couple of coins in the $30 range. Next is the 2019 Robin Hood of Austria. This is one of those anomalies, okay? So this set was of three. We had the Robin Hood, we had the Wiener Neustadt, and we had the Leopold. This is the only one down here. The other two of the series are actually much higher, and I talked about this when this came out. This was a coin or a set of coins that was supposed to highlight the history of the Austrian mint, and they chose Robin Hood, which is folklore from another country, my guess with the assumption that it's a very likable theme, but once again they missed the mark because they had an opportunity to really bring in some cool historic contrast that would be spread around the market, and the value over time showed that that was not the case, that basically putting Robin Hood on an Austrian coin, though it was a pretty good design overall, just wasn't worth it. So the current apmex listing is only $30.45 on that, and that's a pretty high minted coin. We have the 2022 Niue Athenian Owl. This is a highly minted coin as well. It comes in at $30.95 as well. So that one may go up in value, it may not. It's a very beautiful design, but it once again is very high mintage. We have another one that I just picked up in the 2022 Bull and Bear from Niue. This is sitting at $31.45, so just a bit more than that recent price point. We have the 2022 St. Vincent Pax. This is a Caribbean coin. This is the EC8. And it is running in at $31.45. Not a very, very good design. It's, neutral. It's not overwhelming, and it does kind of hit the bottom of the EC8 series, which is the series over 8 Lesser Antilles countries, and all coming in at 25,000 minted per year. We have the 2021 Great Britain Robin Hood, which I thought would probably value very well, and it is only a year old at this point, so another year will tell us kind of where the direction is, but it's sitting at $31.45. I paid $33.92 for it, so just a couple of bucks lost there if I were to sell it today. The 2022 Tokelau Lionfish comes in next, a fairly low mintage coin, but very new to the market. In fact, another coin in this series we will talk about later, which is much higher value, which tells me that this coin is going to be moving up over time. It comes in at $31.95 as well. The next coin is kind of an anomaly right now, but could just be a time thing. We have a 2022 Tokelau Magnum Opus. I paid $34.34, and it is currently valued at $31.95. It is the lowest of these Pressburg Mint coins, even though I consider it to be one of the prettiest of the Pressburg Mint coins. We'll see what it does over time, but it did kind of strike me as the other ones from this Pressburg Mint kind of series are higher in price overall. One we just picked up, the 2022 War Elephant, I purchased for $29.69. It's now $32.45, so about $3 captured there. The 2022 Vivat Humanitas, which I also just purchased for $29.69, is at $32.45. This $32.45 price point is a grouping that we will see quite a few coins in. Some of those are brand new and already at $32.45, which tells me they're probably going to be moving up as time goes on. And some of these are older coins that have sat there, which tells me they're kind of just going to be there in this lower price point for a while at least. The 2022 Laos Tiger we picked up $29.69. It's $32.45 as well. The 2022 Kronos, another one of those Pressburg Mint coins, is $32.45. Why it's more valuable than the Magnum Opus, I don't know. They're the same mintage, same mint, both beautiful. We have the 2022 Terra, which I bought when silver was very high at almost $40, $39.89. It is currently listing at $32.45. The 2021 Valiant, beautiful coin, we just had a video over. I paid $27.80 for. It is now at $32.45 as well. It's a very mass-produced coin. We'll see kind of what it does over time. My guess is it will actually gain steam as it started in 2018, but we'll see. We'll have to make a new video in a year on it and see kind of where it's at. The 2022 New South Wales coat of arms I bought for $30.47, and it's already at $32.45. Beautiful, beautiful coin. My guess is that these will end up being a few bucks more every single year as they come out with the new varieties for the different regions in Australia. The 2021 Ghana Leopard, this is an interesting one for me. It is one that I picked up for $28.39, and it shows, once again, $32.45, but it's not the most expensive leopard on the market, and we'll get to the other one in a second. So when we're talking about, if you love leopard coins, there might be another one that you might want to look at, not from Ghana. The 2021 Silverback Gorilla I bought for $33.30, and it is at $32.45. I thought, in buying this coin that it would supersede many of these Caribbean coins with the kind of the market, and especially with the apes of the Wall Street stacking group on Reddit. I thought that this would be kind of their go-to coin, but the market kind of shows that it sits right there with everything else. We have the 2020 Montserrat Oriole, another EC8 coin. Decent design, but not overly attractive. $34.91 I paid, and it is $32.45. We have the 2020 Serpent of Milan. It is a okay, decent, low mintage coin. I think it has a great design, and it's coming in at $32.45 as well. That's one that I thought would be higher. The 2019 Cicero Parrot is an EC8 coin. $26.57 is what I paid. It's at $32.45 as well. We also have the 2018 Fiji Samurai. This is supposed to be a Samurai series, which it looks like they're actually starting to design and put out new coins for. They took a gap where there was no designs in this particular series, but we have $26.57 as what I paid for it, and $32.45. The next two coins, the Wiener Neustadt and the Leopold, are ones we talked about. They're 2019 in that 3 series set, and both of these are at $32.45, so they're much higher than the Robin Hood when it comes to, I guess, the demand on apmex's marketplace. And so once again, we do see that design matters because they have the same mintage and they were all released right next to each other, but these two grow at a higher rate. And so when we talk about, we realize that these are two very Austrian things, and the Robin Hood is not. That's the only thing that I know of that tells me why these are valued higher, because the Robin Hood is still a pretty coin. It just doesn't fit the narrative. Next, we have the 2019 Barbados Trident, a beautiful coin. It's at $32.45 as well. I think of any Caribbean nation, if you could only choose one to buy silver from, Barbados would be the one that I personally would choose from, and that has to do with some of the diversity of their imagery, and we will see later on in this video why Barbados is there, because they have a couple of other coins which are much higher in value. We now have the 2019 Marlin from the Cayman Islands. I paid $23.66. It's at, once again, $32.45, which we see a lot of Caribbean silver at. We have the St. Kitts Pelican. $23.14 is what I paid. It's at $32.45. The 2021 Southern Sky of Australia. This is an interesting one because apparently in Australia it flies off the shelf, but here it doesn't have anywhere near the demand. I think it's a beautiful coin, and I love that they have little privy marks on them. This one I paid $34.31, and it currently would go on apmex for $32.95. Next, we have the first of the mass-produced, what we would consider investment-grade coins, in the 2016 Maple. This is one that I thought would be, of all the mass-produced, investable world coins, I thought this one would be higher, but this is at $32.95. I bought it for $20.54, which is still $12.41 higher than I paid for it, but I would have thought that, the Kangaroo or maybe some of the other ones would have been lower than this one in evaluation. Next, we have another one that I think over time will grow, and that's the 2022 Santa Maria from British Virgin Islands. And the reason I say that is because I already have one of their coins in the Pegasus. It's low mintage, I believe 10,000, and it's reverse cameo. And the Pegasus has flown up in value And this one I assume will do the same because it's low mintage. It's from a cool nautical series, and it has that reverse cameo. So this is one that I would be looking to get in on if this was something I'm looking to flip for a profit. It's at $33.45, currently valued. We then have the 22 St. Helena Hera and the Peacocks, which is a beautiful coin, great design. It's at $33.45 as well. We have the 2022 Montserrat Angelfish, which I do think is beautiful, but I don't think it's the most beautiful of the EC8, yet it sits here higher than the majority of them at $33.45. We have the 2020 Rum Runner, once again an EC8 coin, $33.45. We have the 2017 Great Wave of Fiji, a beautiful coin, and this one is currently valued at $33.45. We have the 2018 Cameroon Dragon, which I definitely overpaid on because silver was very, very high when I bought it, so I paid $37.82, but it is now rated, once again, $33.45. So this $33.45 is another grouping or cluster of a price point that just tells me it's a slightly more attractive coin than the ones we just went through, even though the next one is controversial, and that's the 2019 Anguilla Lobster, in which they chose the wrong species to put on the coin. It's an EC8 coin that chose a northern fish, or a northern decapod from, coastal Maine and all of that. Doesn't even live in the Caribbean, but it still holds a $33.45 value. We have the 2020 Grenada Octopus, which is an amazing, beautiful coin. Grenada has one of the best designs year over year in the Caribbean. So that's one to always look at what they're putting out. But they have a $33.45 valuation on that coin. Next, we have the 2020 Sioux Warrior Chief. I paid $35.43 for it. It is valued at $33.45 as well. We have the 2019 St. Lucia Flamingo. Once again, EC8. Nothing to see here. $33.45 is what it's valued at. We have the 2018 Grenada Diver. Bought it for $27.61. It is at $33.45. We have the 2019 Ghana Leopard. This is $33.45. So it's already more expensive than the most recent Ghana Leopard that I have in the 2021 by a couple of bucks. But I have another leopard coin that we're going to discuss that seems to outpace Ghana, and Ghana's known for their leopard coins. So when we get to that one, that's the one I perk my ears up for because it's one of those anomalies. But this one's $33.45. We have the 2019 Cameroon Cheetah, beautiful coin, $33.45. Then we have another one of those world coins mass-produced in the Australian Kangaroo that I got for $26.62. This is outpacing the value of my maple. Maybe it's the year, I don't know. But this one is at $33.45. We have the 2019 Niue White Tiger from the Celestial series and Feng Shui and all that kind of stuff. And this one comes in at $33.45. Pretty cool design. And these next two, I kind of have some questions on. We have the apmex Lunar Year of Dog and apmex Lunar Year of Pig 1 ounce bars, right? Both at $33.45. So these are not government issued bullion coins, but more of the generic lunar series. And so I think these are honestly high priced because they're apmex. I don't see, I mean, they're good designs, but I don't see the valuation justifying this. I don't think you would get these on the open market. I think you'd probably get $25 to $28 for these, just a little bit over spot. I don't see the prestige of just putting apmex on it and it automatically jumps up here with a kangaroo from Australia. I don't think that's accurate. Now we have my 1901 Morgan dollar, which I paid $39.57 when silver was pretty high. It's at $33.39. So if you are a person who likes Morgans, I have basically a Cole Morgan. It's horrible wear and all that kind of stuff on it, and yet it still sits in this area. So Morgans obviously hold pretty good value. Now we have the 2021 Somali Elephant. Great series, changes every year, and it's at $34.45, so it has pretty good demand overall. And then we have my 2013 Philharmonic. I paid $20.85 for it. It's currently valued at $34.45. This is another one of those world coins that's mass-produced that shows that it might have a little bit more demand than the maple and the kangaroo. I'll let Austrian Stacker comment on that in the comments below, as he would be the expert on the Philharmonic. The 2019 Barbados Seahorse is next. It's $34.45 and has a low mintage, beautiful design, and these are those coins I was talking about within the Caribbean that kind of go above and beyond. If I had to pick one nation, once again, Barbados. They tend to do a great job, and their value tends to be just a smidge higher than everybody else, with the exception of their tridents, which if you can get one with a privy mark, they tend to be a little bit higher as well. The 2023 Bhutan Lunar Rabbit I just picked up for $32.81, and it's already valued at $35.45, which tells you that lunars, low mintage lunars that are from a government issued body, tend to do pretty well. And you'll see that as I get to my other lunar coins on this list. Next we have the 2021 Cook Islands Bounty at $35.46. Beautiful design. It's got a boat on it. That helps. And so this one is beating a lot of the other nautical coins I've seen. So if you like boats, this might be one of the ones you look at. The 2022 Rwanda Year of the Tiger sits here at $36.45, which is interesting. Rwanda has a kind of this mosaic theme with their lunar coins, and if you're going to get into any lunar series, this might be one to pop in on, as I bought this one for $31, and I think that there are many times when silver is lower where you can drop in and buy one of these and know that this is going to be one of those series over time that make money, because Rwanda tends to have highly valued coins when it comes to standard issued stuff like the Caribbean and all the rest of the world. We see that the 2022 Rwandan Pelican also reflects the value at $36.45, and that tells me that of all African nations, this is one of those that you always want to kind of perk your ears up at and say, you know, am I going to get a steal on a Rwandan coin? And if so, that might be the one you go with rather than, let's say, Ghana or Cameroon. We have the 2022 Bird of Paradise, beautiful coin, low mintage. It is at $36.45. I paid $34.34 for it. Now we have that Anomaly Leopard. This is Somalia, not Ghana. Somalia is known for their elephants, and yet this leopard, which is, you know, low mintage, is outpacing the leopard from the same year. The 2021, I paid $39.39 because silver was high at that point, and it's valued at $36.45. So it's beating one of the Somali elephants in my collection, and it's beating all of the Ghana leopards. And this is a 21, and I have a Ghana leopard that's 2019. So that being said, if you really like the leopard coins, you got to go with the Somalia version. They tend to do better over time when it comes to money, according to this. We then have the 2021 Barbados Pelican. Once again, Barbados. Beautiful design. And this is at $36.45. So this is beating all of the Caribbean coins for the most part. We now have what has become a one-off. Alderney in 2019 started a series about the puffin, which is a nautical Atlantic bird that they made one coin of, fairly low mintage, and for some reason, it, as far as I know, it just stopped. I was hoping for more designs. I love the bird, and I love the design of this coin, and it came in at $36.46 on apmex. I paid $22.69 for it. It was actually the first silver coin I bought, so it still makes me $13.77, but hopefully Alderney will get back on board and start putting more of these out, and if they do, it seems that those would be ones to look at because it's sitting here at $36. Up next, we have the 2020 Krugerrand, right? $22.05 I paid, and it's at $37.45. So as far as world giant investable coins, the Krugerrand is beating the maple and the kangaroo and the Philharmonic. Might be one to look into if you can get a steal on it. Next, we have the 2020 Tokelau Flying Fish. So this is 2 years older than the lionfish that we already talked about, which is not currently valued a whole lot. But within 2 years, this was of the same series. This one's at $38.23. So that series tells me that over time it really does appreciate, and so that would be one that I would look at getting into. if I were trying to do this for money. We then have the 2021 Tokelau Equilibrium. This is that Pressburg Mint. And we talked about how the other Pressburg Mint coins are fairly low. This is in 1 year. Low mintage, beautiful design. This comes in at $38.45. So in 1 year, those Tokelau coins that are currently lower in the low 30s might be up here closer to $40. That'll be interesting to pop in next year and see, does that hold true? We then have the 2021 Lunar Ox from the Royal Mint in Australia. Beautiful design, and honestly what I think is probably the best lunar series currently designing on the market. I paid $38 because silver was high, and it once again holds $38.45 even though spot is much lower now. So if I were to get into a lunar series, that would probably be the one that I think has the balance between beauty and value. We now have the 2008 Inukshuk. So this is a maple, yes, Canadian maple, but it is a special Canadian maple as the design is harboring a little bit more than what we traditionally see as the Olympics were held in Canada. So I paid $34.94 and it is worth $38.45, which tells me if you get a special edition of any of those mass-produced coins, be it a maple or whatever, keep that one because that one over time will grow. We have the 2019 Hawksbill Turtle. This is one that I thought was odd. It is mass-produced. It is one that we see decently often. It is not one that I ever see demands a overly high premium, but in 2019, I bought it for $23.14, and it's currently valued at $38.45. So that's $15 more than I paid for it, and it doesn't really make too much sense to me. I mean, obviously the market is the market, but this is one that I have a hard time wrapping my head where the value is that high as it's mass produced, but it's not, you know, an investment grade or anything like that. Next we have the 2021 Australian Zoo Cheetah. This is a low mintage, pretty cool design coin. I bought it when silver was high at $35.35. It's currently at $38.46. So it is already holding and exceeding value from what I paid for it, even though I paid a lot for it. The 2019 Lunar Pig from the Perth Mint is next. Once again, it's a lunar coin. Horrible design in my opinion, but because it's lunar and it's Perth and 4 nines, that holds a lot of market value. I paid $26.62 and it's worth $38.46 currently, so about $12. I then have this 1923 Peace Dollar, which it's in okay condition, but it would sell right now for around $40 or so. It says $39.99. I think it'd probably sell a little bit less than that because I think the quality is not all that great. But it goes to show, once again, what this government-issued silver dollar is worth from, 1923 in this case. The 2022 Masked Owl is next, which is a very, very odd one for me. We have a okay design. It's in a small run series. I think there's 5 coins within the series. I paid $28.84 for it. And it's at $40.42. So if you can pick up any of these Masked Owl coins for under $30, go for it. We now have the 2019 Netherlands Lion, which is one of my favorite coins of all time. It's a restrike of a very old theme. I paid $23.84. I don't even remember what the mintage is on this coin. I don't think it was overly small, but it's still harboring $41.45 for this coin. We then have the 2021 Giraffe, which I just got this year. It is from Equatorial Guinea. Beautiful coin, fairly low mintage. I paid $32.55, and this has flown off the shelf. It is at $43.45 already. So that was a good one. If you have that Giraffe, you hold on to it. We now have the 2020 Comsco Mint Phoenix, one of the prettiest coins in my collection. I paid $25.57 for it. I don't remember what the mintage is on this one, but I want to say it was around 80,000, and we are looking at $43.45 on it. We now have the 2019 Chiwoo, which is also a Comsco coin from South Korea. Beautiful series. I would say this is a more high demand series overall. I paid $26.61, and it is at $43.46. Now we have my 2014 American Silver Eagle, right? This would be that Type 1 design. I paid $20.50 for it, and it is at $43.46 currently. So that's $22.96 right there. I could basically buy another ounce of silver. We have my 2021 Rwanda Okapi. Once again, Rwanda may be the king of Africa. This is a standard issued Okapi coin, just like the Pelican was. I paid $20.95, and it's at $43.47. We have the 2017 Koala with Rooster Privy, which is my favorite koala that I've ever seen. I bought it for $25.58, and it's valued at $43.47. We have the 2015 Somali Elephant. This is the other king of Africa, other than the Krugerrand, of course. I paid $21.32 for it, and it's at $43.47 as well. We have the 2018 Lunar Dog from the Perth Mint, which was purchased for $25.58, and it says it's valued at $43.47. I'm not a big fan of these lunar coins from the Perth Mint from this particular series, which I believe is over now. So those may be two coins that I end up selling or giving away someday. The 2019 Great Britain Royal Coat of Arms is next. This is one that I thought was a little odd, as this is a mass-produced coin, but it's not the Britannia. It is beautiful, absolutely. I paid $21.66 for it, but the value currently is $43.47. So if you have any ideas on why that is, let me know. Our next coin is a 2019 Irish Deer from Chad, which still blows my mind that we have Irish Deer highlighted in Chad, but it is a low mintage, 5,000 minted of this. I paid $24.58, and I only bought it because it was low mintage to see kind of what it would do, and sure enough, it's at $43.47. I don't think it's a really good design. I don't think it's a really good coin, but it apparently holds value. So one day I may trade this one away for something I like better. Up next, we have the 2021 American Silver Eagle Type 2. I thought this one was odd. We all know the ASEs are very high, but why is the Type 2 higher than the Type 1? This is a 2021, and maybe that's why. It's the first year we went to this, but that's the only thing I can kind of get my head around. We paid $37.44 for it. It's currently at $44.46. We have the 2021 Wedge-tailed Eagle. Beautiful coin, beautiful series, one of the best series coming out of Australia. I paid, when silver was very high, $40.26. But it's okay, because it's valued at $48.47 now. We now have one of the most, in my mind, overpriced series on the market, in the Libertad. I have a 2014 Libertad I paid $22 for, and it's valued at $48.47. So the difference is actually more than what I paid for it. We now have the infamous Kookaburra. I have a 2020 Kookaburra, which I paid $23.72 for. This is one of the most iconic series. When we talk about more of a mid-mintage series, this is definitely one of the most iconic. And it is currently valued at $48.47. You have a 2013 Britannia. Mine has a snake privy, and maybe that's why it's valued so high. Or maybe it's just because it's 2013. I don't know. I got it in a random purchase. It was basically at apmex, you can choose to buy a random year, and they sent me this one, and it has a snake privy here on the rim. Beautiful coin. Paid $21.64 for it. It says it's valued at $53.46. So that is $31.82 higher than what I paid for it. We now have another anomaly in the 2022 Australian Koala. It is the same series, just new design, and yet it already harbors more than a privied 2017 Koala. I paid $31.51, and it's valued at $58.47. We also have the 2021 Mandala Warthog. This is another anomaly. This is a coin out of Africa that fairly low mintage, not really all that great design, but it's something that we see a running series on. In fact, there's a mandala crocodile right now on the market. I picked it up because I thought this is the only time I'd ever see a warthog on a coin, and so I wanted to add that to my collection. I paid $32.36 for it, and it currently is listing at $63.46. Very, very high. Next, we have a very interesting coin that was a gift to me. The 2021 Zwejig, I assume that's how you pronounce it. This is one of the shipwreck coins from Australia. It was given to me by the Bullion Now folks down in Australia whenever I did an interview with Matt Thompson. Beautiful coin, one of my favorites in my collection. Special given. It's kind of what kicked off the friendship between me and the Bullion Now boys. So I paid $0 for it, which is awesome. It's my second favorite price tag. The first would be they pay me to take it. That just doesn't ever happen. But this is currently valued at $63.47. The next one is an interesting one. We have the 2020 British Virgin Islands Pegasus. Reverse cameo, low mintage, just like the Santa Maria, which we talked about earlier, which is only in the $30 range. So this is a 2020, just 1 year or 2 years before the Santa Maria that I have. And I bought it for $24.89, and it's currently valued at $63.47. Our next coin is a 2012 Armenian Ark. It's a highly minted coin, beautiful design, but I would find that this one, it seems a bit overpriced to me. I paid $20.91 for it, and it is valued at $68.47. And our last coin, the king of value, is the low mintage series from Tuvalu in the Queen Anne's Revenge. This is the Black Flag series highlighting pirate ships. Anything with a pirate ship always has value. This is $26.78 as far as what I paid for it, and it is valued right now at $83.46. So as you can see from many of these coins, as time went on, they held their value for the most part or grew. The only oddities would be things like that Robin Hood from Austria that went down in value compared to the standard coin because of the, in my guess, bad choice in subject matter. This right here, what you're looking at, is the chart on that precious metals portfolio tool through apmex, so feel free to kind of watch this as the video ends. If you have any questions about any of these coins, please just let me know in the comments. If you have a question about what I'm doing or anything like that, once again, just let me know. This whole channel is to show you what's possible and let you know that you can do everything that I'm doing. That's why I only chose $100 a month instead of doing what my heart wants me to do, which is a lot more. So everything here that you see is capable by you. And if there's nothing else, I wish you all a happy new year. I hope you all had a great Christmas, and I wish that you all stay classy and current with the culture of currency.